Hello and welcome to another video analysis of the crypto market. Please don't forget to like the video, drop a comment if you like, and share with friends and family if you could to help grow the channel. I would really appreciate it. Thank you. Today is December 6th, 2025, and here we are again with another analysis. So this past 2 weeks have been very hard to trade. So I know there's quite a few lines here, but let's review Bitcoin. Let's start with the long-term monthly channels, which are the most important ones, and the support. So at the long-term monthly level, right, we are still within long-term up. It's an uptrend still, which Bitcoin has been an uptrend, long-term uptrend channel for the longest, since pretty much since the beginning. So this is nothing new. It's normal. However, we can see that the bottom of the support of these channels, that's where we seem to be headed to. So we have the first channel 77,000. Then 73 and so on. And then we have this monthly support, 78, 67. So these are the critical ones that Bitcoin seems to be wanting to test before resuming. But this time frame takes a long time to play out. This is the typical 1 year wait time until the next breakout. But anything can happen. It could be a V-shaped recovery. We can never assume that it will be one way or another. We have to take it week by week. So now if we hide the monthly and turn on the weekly, this is the correction that we are in at the moment, right? So this is the critical one that we're trying to deal with it right now. So we broke down below the main uptrend channels. They broke it decisively to 80, then it went all the way up. Actually, this wick up here is incorrect. Something happened with the TradingView data. I don't know why it says, but this went up to 94,000. So this week from 94 to 99 never happened. There's an error. So basically, if we broke below 2 uptrend channels, and it went up to test it and see we got rejected twice. Once decisively, the second one it actually attempted to cross all over it, above it, and it failed again, right? So today's Saturday, this was the Thursday night rally that failed, that got rejected, and then we came down to 88 yesterday, right? And so this is the levels, 84,000, 82, 81. This is what we're dealing with. You could argue that we are forming a bear flag right here, which should take you down to 74 or so. But if we look at the daily, we can see that it is trying to move sideways. The near term, say we have this support at 80, resistance at 93, and this is what we're dealing with right now. This was very hard to trade right here, very hard. So I closed my short back here, enter a long, then over here I thought it would start going down. I closed it. I closed the long, then tried to short it again. I did pretty good here, but didn't. I was actually on vacations, believe it or not, on the beach, getting on a boat to go watch the dolphins. And I just didn't close my short. That was extremely annoying. I had a really nice profit on this single day. But then next time I knew, it went, it immediately shut up. And then I had to suck it up and be at a loss for a bit. And then now it's trying to come down. So this was almost not tradable, what we had here for the past 10 days. Either way, you were long or short, you got smacked around a little bit. And so now the next key target is the week of the 15th. this is where I believe, so this is what I think what can happen here is I'm expecting that it will go down from the 10th to the 15th based on what on the models on the computer. There is all different sorts of models. Some of them are saying that it's trying to form a base and consolidate. Other ones saying that this was just simply a reaction high and it wants to continue going down. So, but basically between the 10th and the 15th, basically in only 5 to 10 days, we should see what happens here. So it could, these are very hard to break, to be honest with you. We have all of this support down to 74. So this is going to be quite hard to penetrate. So I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, and also on the monthly, December is supposed to be a target for a reversal for, into end of the month and early January or sometime January. So it could happen that it doesn't go all the way down to 74, because with this high that we did back on Wednesday, the 3rd, and Thursday, all of this support moved higher. So now we have a lot of support here between 85 and 81. So it could happen that it doesn't go through. It can come the December 15 and it doesn't go below 80, or maybe it wicks down below 80, and then it turns right back into this sideways channel. And then maybe from there, it might want to generate a new uptrend channel on the daily, and that would be a strong bounce. But we will only know in 5 to 10 days what happens here. So this is the critical time to watch. As of now, I believe, honestly, that it should break down to 74 or so. On the monthly, see, we have a monthly of 78 as well, because of this bear flag right here. This is, I mean, you could argue it's an ABC down, but we had this right here, this up and down, which we could argue that it is a bear flag. If I were to draw this guy, let's say we do that, right? And then obviously we have the up there, and if it breaks somewhere here, right, it could take down to 63, 70, but that's a little bit too low, unless it decides to go all the way down to 58. I doubt it, because there is not enough time, and we have to really, collapse hard in the next 5 to 10 days, which it's doable. Anything can happen. But as of now, that seems to be a bear flag that might break, that then fail to complete, right? So now let's go to Ethereum. Similar pattern, right? We seem to have a bear flag, but it's a much shorter bear flag. And Ethereum really wants to do something different. I mean, I've been seeing that it wants to, for example, the high on Wednesday was way much higher than Bitcoin. It pushed much higher. So Ethereum definitely is trying to fight it off. But again, if we go to the long term, right? So long term, it's really wide channel. So, and it moves, more aggressively. So if this were to break down, it might want to go back to touch the bottom of the channel at 1500, but we have a ton of support here. It's doable, but that would be a very, if it happens in 5 to 10 days, that would drop pretty hard. I mean, very quickly, and then swiftly just bounce right back up to about the same level, and then maybe move higher into end of December. I mean, the volatility has been crazy this past 10 days. And then let's look at the weekly, and the more immediate weekly. So we have this downtrend channel, which is trying to break outside of it. And we have this uptrend, right? So obviously it broke below this channel, right? Went back in, then it broke below, then it went back up there again. And now, you know, it could, Ethereum definitely wants to stay in the channel at 2900. So it maybe might wick down again and then go right back into the channel. It could very well, yeah. And then we have the first support here at 2700, 2700. So I wouldn't be surprised. I think Ethereum is the most likely to bounce off right off the first, yeah, maybe the second. I don't even think it's gonna go down because it's been moving. It's been holding up much stronger, and the channels, you can see the channels, it's helping it stay within this uptrend channel. So look at the daily. See, Ethereum also formed a uptrend channel on the daily. The daily is much weaker, not as strong as the weekly, for sure. And it did form, which it didn't happen on Solana and MSTR. Actually, we'll check that now. I don't remember. But see, so Ethereum might actually hold up. Ethereum might actually hold up this 2,700 because it has that support and the channel in this brand new uptrend channel. And it might want to start making a new high, a local high at the end of December, early January. So Ethereum definitely looking stronger. Solana, yeah, okay, Solana made it generated a new channel, uptrend channel, but it's very narrow and already broke below it. So I don't think that, probably that uptrend daily won't hold, especially if it keeps going down. So it's basically within this bottom of, this weekly downtrend channel, but then it hasn't broken below the channel of the monthly, which is supposed to be very strong, and we have a lot of support here. A ton of support, the channel, the reversals. So I think Solana wants to also start going up before Bitcoin. So I guess, yeah, actually Solana is looking, actually, I would actually argue maybe stronger than Ethereum. However, this is a pretty obvious bear flag. Pretty obvious bear flag. So it could wick down and then come back up. We'll see what happens. Then MSTR. Yeah, so MSTR also wants to move higher, right? You can see right here, there's a lot of channels for MSTR. Yeah, so we have that support here on the daily, this new channel, but it's pretty narrow. If it starts to go down into the December 15, I don't see how this will hold, but anything is possible. You see it's within this other red downtrend. So I think this uptrend will fail to hold, and it will move down into these areas. If I put the weekly support, yeah, see there's a ton of support between 138, right? So I think it's probably going to bounce here in this area by December 15th or so, and try to make a nice bounce into end of the month. That's what seems to be calling, but it is difficult for the computer to really know exactly what is going on when you have this much volatility and side moves. And it's very difficult. So, and it takes it day by day. Now let's take a look at XRP. XRP, and actually let me add, the computer does not cover XRP, so I'm just going to add my moving averages. And XRP has been extremely weak, very, very weak. This is looking quite worrying. It, if you, yeah, this is on the daily from the all-time high, 365, $3.60. Only now, the 10, 20, and 50-day daily moving average has finally broken below the 100, 150, 200, 250, and 300. So when this breakdown happens on the daily, this is very hard to return. Very, very hard. It takes a lot of energy. So I don't think actually, and this gap is just so scary. I think once this breaks down, this support, which tested, 1, 2, 3, 4, well, this candle, I don't even know if it counts, 4 times. If this breaks now, this thing is going down to $1.60. I mean, this gap, how does the price stop here? We have a little bit of support at $1.50 and then $1.10, but I mean, this is just, and the way XRP has moved in the past, it's just, look at this thing, all vertical. So XRP, very bearish, extremely bearish. If I put it to the weekly, this pattern right here is pretty awful. Pretty awful. And now the 10 broke below the 20. It's about to break below the 50. I think XRP is going down to something like this to make back to the support. I don't know, about $1 or so, and it'll probably stay there for, how long did it stay here? June 22 to October 24, 2 years, doing absolutely nothing. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. Thank you. Take care. Have a good weekend.